demonstration class. My name is Eve Zeiler. I'm one of the research doctors here at Schulnorth Health Foundation. And my other passion is preparing food and eating food, of course. I'm raw vegan since 4 years. And every other week I'm presenting here either a lecture or a food demonstration class. Today we'll have a food demonstration class. And what we are going to make today is breakfast, or something I would eat for breakfast. I usually eat very simple. So today we are actually going to make a fruit cereal. I call it fruit cereal because it kind of looks like a cereal, but it doesn't have any grains or nuts and seeds or anything. It'll be all nut-free today. The only seeds I have some chia seeds. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Also, if you have questions at any time, just ask. It's fine. So where did I stop? So we do the fruit cereal and we do an oatmeal. So let's start with the fruit cereal. So for the fruit cereal, I'm gonna make just pieces of fruit, and I'll make 2 kinds of nut milks. No, not milks. Two kinds of milks that are nut-free. And one of these milks I've never done before, so that's gonna be the first time, but it sounds simple. So we're just gonna try it together. But let's start with putting our dry ingredients together for our cereal. It's not really dry. This food has a lot of water content. And usually also my first meal is very simple. I don't even do a fruit cereal much or oatmeal. I just eat the food as it is. I mean, there's a papaya, it's nice and ripe, and I will just eat a papaya. And that sometimes is enough. I mean, people say I'm missing out, I don't have enough variety, but well, they don't eat a whole papaya usually, you just eat a little bit. So I eat a whole papaya. So we can use papaya. We can also use banana, but these are really ripe, so they're kind of almost too ripe for me. But I like them if they have these little spots. If they're starting to get brown spots, these are getting a little bit bigger, but they're still fine, I think. Then I do have some plantain, and these are nice and ripe. And I don't cook my plantain. I have, if you have a plantain and it's getting black and it's getting soft, so it should be soft, then it's really nice and ripe, and you can eat it raw. It's not starchy, it's very sweet. So we're gonna use that. Then we have some strawberries, we have blueberries, and we have some really ripe mangoes. I mean, here sometimes you don't get the most quality mangoes. You wanna buy them already softer, and you don't put them in the fridge. You just let them ripen a little bit more. They do have, those were actually falling from the tree. We have a little apricot tree here. Those are apricots. And they're a little bit damaged because they fell from the tree, but they're the best. The tree fallen fruit is really the best. So blueberries, and I have some raisins, but I'm not gonna use the raisins for the fruit cereal now. So let's maybe start with this plantain. So this really soft plantain needs to be soft, and just peel like a banana. It's pretty much like a banana. So see how soft it is. And I really love plantain. So I'm just gonna add a little bit. Mango has a nice, sweet, tangy taste. Oh, see, it's not a good mango. That's okay. We still have another one. Sometimes, honestly, well, if they are a little bit brown, I'm not gonna use it now. But honestly, I would still eat it if it tastes good. I'm not gonna use the mango today, so I'm just making sure for you that.
I would like to see how you cut the mango.
Oh, okay. Let's at least cut the mango. Okay, so I'll cut the mango. So you have the mango here. and there's the stem, and then I just cut like right next to the stem, and I kind of feel with my knife where the seed is. So the seed is like parallel to that mango here inside, like this. So you cut next to the stem, and yeah, then you do the same thing with the other side. Like you see, kind of okay. There's the stem, the pit, and then you just cut very close to it. And this I would just peel off. And yeah, it's a brown mango. Okay, sorry about that. But honestly, if it still tastes good, I always go with my taste to it. I mean, we ate sausage in our past. You know what sausage is, right? And this is just a brown mango, like a brown banana. Okay, fine. I mean, if it tastes so good, I would still eat it. Sometimes it tastes a little bit more like chocolate. So I have this, and I can cut around with my knife here to take this off, or I just can eat it off. And this I would take out with a spoon, like an avocado almost. And it needs to be ripe. So if you have a mango that's not ripe, then you might want to use a potato peeler. But I wouldn't recommend eating an unripe mango. I would use it maybe for my salad dressing. But so see, it goes really nicely out with a spoon, and and then you can cut it like in little pieces. Yeah, I'm not going to use it for now, but I honestly probably I will eat it later myself. Okay, let's just take the papaya. We don't really need a lot of fruits in here. We also have here some blueberries do well in the fruit cereal, and strawberries. You don't really need so much variety all the time. So I cut open the papaya. There are different ways to cut open a papaya. Either you can also peel it first with a potato peeler, but sometimes if it's nice and ripe, then that's kind of hard to do. So I usually cut it open and take the seeds out first. The seeds actually, you can use the seeds for a spice. Like instead of black pepper, you just blend it in your dressings, and they are anti-parasitic. Also, I've heard they're a natural contraceptive. That's the right word, right? Yeah. I don't know how well it works, but irreversible. You can try it out. So, what I do right now, sometimes also the papaya is so soft that you can spoon it out, or you can just eat it like that. It's already finished, your breakfast. Just eat it out of a nice, really ripe papaya. Spoon it out. You can do it with a watermelon as well. And it takes you a second to cut open the fruit, and that's done.
And no dishes to clean.
And no dishes to clean. Yeah. But you can also do like those slices first, and then it's easier to cut the peel off. So I'm just going to use my knife and then go on the other side and cut this peel off, like there.
It's my alarm.
Yeah, that's pretty simple too. I mean, if we want to have a little bit more fancy breakfast and not too simple, because we are very complicated beings. Honestly, for myself, I don't really do that. I just eat it as it is usually. But if I have visitors, then I definitely do something like that. Yeah, so you might have a different method to peel and cut a papaya. that's my method. Also, I'm a researcher, I'm not a professional chef. I'm just an amateur. But if I can make this delicious food and enjoy my food, then everyone can do it. That's a lot of papaya, actually. Yeah, maybe, I don't know if I would use that much before. Here are a lot of people here. Who's fasting here? How many people are fasting? Oh, like 40% here. Yeah, that's my way to cut it. And it needs to be nice and ripe. I mean, your fruit needs to be ripe. Otherwise, it's not really enjoyable. Okay, maybe we'll also put some strawberries in. Why not? Or maybe you do it for the oatmeal. Because I don't like to mix too much food together. I really like to keep it simple because the food already tastes so good by itself. And so we kind of have here the cereal part. I would say the fruit cereal. It's a fruit cereal. It's made of fruit. And now we want to make a milk. So what I would do for that is I'll make banana milk. Have you ever had banana milk? And it's so simple. It's just bananas and water, basically. So I have here my super ripe bananas. They need to be ripe, but not that ripe like those. You can have them a little bit less ripe, but they need to develop these brown spots. Like, at least you have to see a few of those brown spots. Otherwise, it's not going to be sweet. It'll be more starchy. So I put in here maybe 2 bananas, maybe 3. Let's do 3 bananas. I don't really measure much, so because you have different tastes, so you might want to have. So I put bananas in here and I put water in here. And you might want to have it more thicker. You might want to have it more liquid and more creamy or milky. So if I blend banana, then they turn into thick and more like smoothie type. If I put water with the bananas, then it gets whiter. So the color will be more white and more milky. So that's the point for mixing it with water. Also, you can add some lemon juice to prevent it to turning too fast brown. Because you can prepare it in the morning and then leave it for the next day or for later, it will turn brown. The bananas will turn brown. So you have to do it fresh. I leave the, how much water do I put in here? So for 3 bananas, I would maybe use a cup. That's a little bit more than a cup. That's maybe 1.5 cups. Let's do 1.5 cups. I know. I mean, you can experiment. If it's turning out a little bit different than you expected, it's still gonna be fine because you used high quality ingredients and it's gonna be tasty. And if not, it will be healthy. You know? Okay, let's just blend it up. And it does smell good, huh? Like banana and so I can pour it in here, like here. And then either you put lemon juice in here or not. I didn't put any lemon juice right now. Let's see how brown it actually gets. But now it's nice and white. It will definitely change color, that's for sure. Yeah, but this would be my fruit zero. If you already want to try it, actually, you can also just try it right now, since it's still white and milky, because you eat with your eyes.
Yeah.
No,
It smells
Yeah.
delicious.
right? What was that? Last time I already did it wrong with the eyes eating with you. The eye? No, wait.
You
What
got
was
it
it?
right. You eat with
you
your
told
eyes.
me.
You're right.
Okay, good. This time I do it. So if you wanna, or maybe we can. I don't know. Yeah, usually I do the taste testing after.
Would that be one serving? 1%?
No. For you?
It could be. Why not? It actually could be. Yes, I could eat that. Yeah, it doesn't need to be one serving if you.
It's an eighth of a serving.
But it's not. I mean, it's not bad. It has calories, yeah. But if you're using the calories, yeah, we need calories. We do need some calories. That's what we need. We need energy to live.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, are you thinking that that would be like a meal, a breakfast, for example? You thinking maybe a breakfast, if that was breakfast?
Yeah, that would be breakfast. Yeah, that would be my first meal.
So you wouldn't have to have greens with it to slow down the absorption of the sugar, it's fine?
No. No, I don't do greens. Well, you could, if you feel better with that. Sure, you can eat greens for breakfast. I personally rarely eat greens for breakfast. I mean, some days I do. But yeah.
I think she said grains.
Oh, grains?
Greens.
Greens, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I heard it wrong.
It's still white, so it's still white. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it. The other milk actually.
So Eve, I have a question though.
Oh yes.
With your question, she's a raw vegan. She doesn't eat like we do here. So her food is gonna be different.
Greens that.
No, she was
raw
asking for
greens.
greens.
Yeah, yeah.
Just gonna clean this out a little bit. Okay, so the other milk that I've never done before. So let's go over the other ingredients that I have here for my breakfast. I have tiger nuts. Have you ever heard of tiger nuts?
No. You live in Spain, so.
Yeah, or chufas,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
That's right.
We call it tiger nuts or chufas. And those are actually no nuts. They're, it says also here, it's a root vegetable, like potatoes. It's a tuber in the sage family. Like the plant looks like grass.
Where did you get it?
Those I get online. It's from Gemini.
Okay.
The brand is Gemini, and I get it online. There are different sources. Sometimes they're out of stock, so I also switch around with my source. But I like this brand for sure. This is the best brand. They're also really raw. I even planted one. I should have brought it here. The plant, it's already growing pretty well. Just from one little nut. It's not really a nut, but so. And what I did is I soaked them in water because if they're dry, you can eat them like this, but they're very gritty and dense. So I like to soak them in water at least even 2 days. So what you need for, in general, also sprouting, the only thing you need is actually a mason jar. And then you can buy on Amazon, it's called a sprouting gun. It's just it's stainless steel also, so it doesn't rust. And it has the stand like the mason jar lid, and the lid is a strainer instead. So, and what I would do also in general for sprouting, I soak it overnight in water, just submerge everything in water, and then the next day I drain it, and then I rinse it again with water, drain it again, and then I leave it on a plate. I don't have a plate here, but I leave it on the plate tilted like this. So a little bit air comes in. So and then I leave it maybe for 2 days. Okay. Here we have a plate. So I'm not that fancy though. There are other setups where how you can sprout. I just have a plate and then I just leave it tilted on the plate. But very important is to rinse it 2 times a day. So you just pour water in, you drain it, and then you leave it 2 times per day. Yeah, and those I soaked them overnight and then I left them for 2 days. They will also start sprouting, but you don't really see it. But they're a little bit more puffed up, so they're. You can also eat it. It's like I loved eating popcorn. And those I eat sometimes if I want to eat popcorn. But you can't eat that much because they're very fibrous. They have resistant starch, very good for your digestive system.
So popcorn,
Yeah.
do you leave it at room temperature or just leave it in the refrigerator?
Room temperature is fine.
Which is fine.
Mhm. Especially if you want to really sprout something, they also need some warmth. If it's really hot in your kitchen, then I would maybe rinse it more than twice a day. Yeah. So this and water should give a milk. So we'll just try it out. It's called horchata. Horchata? Horchata? Yeah. So we'll try it out. I just put some in here. I started with half a cup, I think. They expanded a little bit, so I probably put half of the amount in here. Let's see what happens. And I probably put a little bit more water in here, like almost maybe 2 cups of water. Yeah, that's exactly 2 cups. Because we always can add more water. And then we just blend it up. That's the first time I'm gonna try that here. Okay, and then you probably also want to strain it. Of course, you can be fancy with a nut milk. Oh, that looks really like milk. So nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and milky, creamy. Then I probably will strain it. But here, our banana milk is still kind of milky, so it's not that bad. But yeah, but as I said, if you put lemon juice in here, that would help with not turning it too much brown, and also give it a little bit of a yogurt flavor, which is nice too, like banana. And I know that the food combination chart. Have you heard of food combination? I don't believe in that. Like I can't mix bananas with citrus. I actually like the taste, so I'm gonna do it. And I don't have any problems. Of course, if you have any problems, then okay, you can do whatever you want, really. So since those are really gritty, so I'm gonna just pour it through a strainer. I don't really have nut bags or anything, but it will hold quite a bit this year. That's nice. I do like it. But I'm not gonna waste this here. We can use it for our oatmeal. I don't think. Yeah, why not? Okay. All right. So we have our horchata. I don't know how you like the consistency. Maybe it's still too thick, but you always can put more water in and to make it thinner, more liquid. So I'll just leave it like that, and we're gonna try it. Never tried it. The tiger nuts, they have a nice sweet flavor actually. Yeah, they are sweet. They don't have a lot of fat. 11% fat. Like a nut has 50% fat. Those have 11%. If you soak it in water, then it will have more water content. So it'll probably have just 5% of that. Okay, the other thing now is our oatmeal. So for our oatmeal, I have also oats, and I sprout the oats. Those are not super sprouted. I buy the oat groats. Yeah, I buy whole oat groats, and they are called naked oats, or they're a special variety because usually the oats are heat treated, and you see here they are already starting to sprout here like this. See there?
Yes.
And yeah, I just exactly like I do with the tiger nuts or any kind of sprout. I soak them in water overnight and then keep them drained for 2 days or so till you have the sprouts. Not all of them are sprouted right now, but that's fine. So I kept them for 2 days, I think, too. Yeah. Or yeah, it was around 2 days. And then I have my food chopper here. I like actually making oatmeal with apples, but I don't have any apples, but it's fine. I use this here, a food chopper. You can get it on Amazon as well.
Here's
And-
all naked groats or?
Yes, it's called wholeless or naked oats. And I get my sprouts actually from sproutpeople.org, and these oats are not from them, but they have really nice sprouts in general, and they also have instructions and yeah. So you can eat it as it is here, but I'm gonna put it in the food chopper or a food processor. You can also use a food processor. Okay.
How long do you soak the oats?
Also overnight, like any other sprout that I want to sprout. Overnight, and then I'll leave it for 2 days to sprout. Rinse it twice a day. Yeah, so I'm gonna mix these oats in the food processor with, I think I'm gonna use banana again. Today is a banana day. Or I also like to blend it with apple. Fits very well, and you can put in even cinnamon. Today we're gonna just use banana. Because those are right. Those have to go. Just 2 bananas maybe. Oh, I actually forgot these tiger nuts. We can also use these tiger nuts for our oatmeal. But I would use those first, and then I grind them up in the food processor. Like a powder, I powder them in the food processor as well. And then I put the oatmeal and the other ingredients. I do that because then I can grind this up a little bit finer. But you know what, we're not gonna use it today. I also have here the leftovers of our milk, so we can also do that. Yeah, so the other ingredients, maybe I'll put some raisins in if you want to. It's gonna be already sweet with the bananas, but why not a few raisins? And then you can put in spices, cinnamon, anything. And mix it up here in our food processor. Why is this not working? Okay.
Can we move those things out of the way?
Oh yeah, and I also have some other ingredients here. See, so I have chia seeds. I just soak them in water. Or like 1 chia, 1 water. I also didn't measure it. I just pour water in and until I like the consistency. You can do it overnight. I forgot overnight, so I did it like 2 hours ago, and it's still fine. So even some also only do it like 15 minutes just to soak it up and make it more edible. So you can use this for putting it in the Wait, you can use that too. And then I have some carob. This is, do you know carob? It's a, people use it for a chocolate replacement. This is raw Australian carob, so it's a little bit lighter in color as well. And then I also have psyllium husk. If you have digestive issues, like constipation or even diarrhea, this way.
What's it called?
Psyllium husk. It's just a fiber, so you can also just, because if the doctor, sometimes they prescribe it to you, right? And they tell you to mix it in water and chuck it down. It's not really tasty. So I either put it in my food, it doesn't have any taste. Maybe we can just do it today. Why not? Let's have a nice bowel movement later. So I would maybe use like 1 teaspoon.
Would you rather use
A tablespoon.
over flax meal?
The difference, it has the same purpose, so it is getting slimy and is good for your guts. But the difference between psyllium husk and chia seed, it doesn't have any fat. It's not a seed, it's the whole, the fiber around the seed. So it really has nothing but fiber, which is not digestible by us, but by bacteria and yeah. So it doesn't have any fat or anything else. But you can also use chia. I'm going to use both today, so for more benefits. And then carob, yeah, we could use carob or not. It's like a chocolate. It also doesn't have any fat. No fat in carob. It's really nice. But I would probably put the carob in here. Let's put some carob in, why not? You can either use cinnamon or, those are really the only packaged food I really have. You can also get fresh carob, but you have to get the seeds out first. So I'm using maybe a tablespoon also. And then I'll mix it up here. I mean, it depends on you how fine you want to have it. You can also do this in the blender and make it really, really fine, like slimy. It's not a favorite dish in Germany, actually. Oatmeal. We also call it oat slime. So nobody really likes it. Well, my mom likes it, but she's not German. So it's definitely not that favorite like it is here. Okay, so you didn't even see that here. So that's how it looks. You can see it later. So I'm just gonna put it in here.
Do you warm it up?
Me personally, no, but of course you could. You can also warm up foods with your processors if you just blend it a little bit longer, or especially with a high-speed blender. If you just blend it a little bit longer, then it's gonna be warm.
But isn't there a temperature that you could still be raw vegan?
Yeah, body temperature, like body temperature, or a little bit like fever kind of temperature. That's the limit. But I got used to eating cold food, so I really don't have any issues with eating cold food. But I was struggling a little bit sometimes in the winter, and I lived in Boston. But I like to do soups with chili, so in the blender, so just blend it. So that was kind of nice. Yeah. Oh, this time we're gonna use our strawberries for this. So it gives a little bit more color.
what's under the oatmeal? What do you put in it?
This is the rest of my horchata.
Okay.
I strained it, remember?
Okay.
Because it was gritty. I just put it in here. And you still can eat it. Okay. Let's do some strawberries. Probably the blueberries will fit in there too. Yeah, my breakfasts are always, if you're eating more savory for your breakfast, then this is probably not for you. Of course, you can always eat a salad. Yeah, that's what I do. I either do salads that don't need to necessarily look like a salad, or I eat fruits. It's very simple. Okay. A few strawberries. And I think blueberries would do well here too. So I'm just gonna mix it up here. Oh, doesn't really look nice, like a nice oatmeal here. Oh, I have to mix up the horchata part. Oh, and the psyllium husk. Okay, the psyllium husk you really need to mix in. Almost forgot that. So. Because you don't want to have just one chunk. And then of course you have to drink a little bit more water because you have the psyllium husk will bulk. So I almost forgot to mix it in here, so only one person would have the benefits. Yeah, but that's really a way to just be a little bit more healthy or cure your issues that you have, maybe bad digestion from bad foods, and still enjoy the food. I'm thinking of, you could also pour a little bit of the horchata on top of this, so you have a little bit more liquid. Okay, this is the oatmeal, and this is the milk. You know what? It's not that bad. It's not that brown with our banana milk. Still, well, it got a little bit more browner, but it doesn't look too ugly, does it?
No.
Okay, so we have our fruit cereal here, where we just put little pieces of fruits, whatever you want. Not too many, because I don't want to be too complicated with preparing food. Then the milk is made of banana and water. Then we have our oatmeal here with sprouted oats, a little bit of the chufas or tiger nuts, the rest of our milk making. And what else do we put in? We put in some carob, some psyllium husk, and raisins. And we put some fruit pieces, some fresh fruit pieces in, blueberries and strawberries. And we have our horchata, the milk that we made, just with tiger nuts and water, and that's it. So pretty simple, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be delicious. And
Are you gonna put chia in it? Are you gonna put chia in it?
oh yeah, the chia. Maybe yeah, that's right. Let's put some chia in it. Or you can also have this chia separate, you know. Some people maybe don't want the seeds in their breakfast, and then you can just do it and then put it on top. That's what you can do too. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. Also you can also soak the chia with the milk that you made. Banana milk, well, you have to consider it's gonna turn brown, but like milk like this, that's pretty nice. But you can also just use water and then mix it after with something sweet and tastes good, with even the milk, because it's pretty thick here still. So
You did chop the oats, the sprouted oats, right?
yeah, I chopped them. I chopped everything with a banana in the food processor. Yeah, and that's about it. Thank you so much for being here. And don't shut it off. try it or any questions? Yes.
This way of eating is radically different from the way most people eat and also the way they eat here. So I'm wondering how, I know you're a scientist, so I'm wondering if there's science behind eating this way that gives you the nutritional value.
Well, science, I mean, there's science and there's science, you know that. I mean, science, what I've learned as a scientist in my years, I learned that I still don't know a lot. So, yeah, the more I learn, the more I know that I don't know. But with the science, yeah, sure, there is some science that say that we are not made for eating animals. But when it comes to my food and my body, I actually don't really listen to science. I listen to what feels good to me, what feels natural to me. And if I am in nature, what would I eat in nature? Would I kill an animal, like a little rat maybe, that's easy to catch, more easy to catch for me than a buffalo, you know? I probably won't be able to catch a buffalo, well, some bigger animal, unless I have tools and I trick that animal and things like that, but it's also a lot of effort. So, or would I just look for fruit trees and herbs and eat that?
That's more likely how humans evolved.
Yeah, I think so. Like gorillas too, they mostly eat fruits and greens. And then I also imagine myself, how would I feel with killing an animal? And I already killed an animal when I was not vegan. I killed a chicken, and after that I actually went vegan because that smell, that blood, it needs to be processed to be delicious for us. I mean, there are a few really carnivores that eat raw meat and they just trick themselves that that's delicious, and oh sure. But for me, I would have to process my food very highly to make it delicious. Also spice it with plants. I like the flavor of the plants. I don't like the taste of the flesh. And yeah, how would I feel with eating this? Oh yeah, so it needs to be processed. And I don't believe that we evolved to eat processed foods. I don't believe that we're supposed to eat only or mostly processed foods. Yes.
Well, I just wanted to speak to what you're asking, because like it's both vegan here and you're vegan, so that, but it's still very different. I did raw food once for 8 months.
Oh, okay.
I never looked or felt better in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Good.
it was amazing. But also, now, this is just breakfast. Is that these are breakfast foods? Or is this
Yeah,
something-
breakfast ideas. I mean, as I said, usually I just eat simple. I just eat
Yeah, yeah,
fried.
I know what I was gonna say is that in order for that to work for me, I had to have a lot more of the, greens and vegetables that weren't sweet. I couldn't handle that much. fruit.
Okay.
I love that much, but I couldn't handle that much. But so it's a wonderful way, and I agree with the science that your body tells you.
Mhm.
That's true, is the place where I got from.
Yeah.
The greens here, really, they stay good all.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it really depends also where you're coming from, what issues you have. We all have issues. Yeah, it really depends on yourself. I can tell you, you'll be fine with eating so much fruit. If you feel like eating salad more for now,
I never thought salad. It's just that what does my gut is much better.
yeah.
That's because I started off as a young kid with sugar, so I've always had an addiction.
Well, yeah, me too. I was addicted to Nutella. But yeah, no, I do fine with fruits, really.
Question.
I do also eat salads a lot, so my second meal will be just vegetables, mostly.
But what made you transition from vegan to raw vegan?
I was not even vegan really. I was almost vegan. I ate a lot of raw foods already. Then I lived on the farm for a year, and I learned about animal agriculture as well, even the small scales. It seemed to be very unnatural to me. And yeah, and then I experimented with fasting in general, and that really helped. After the fasting, I kind of felt, okay, this raw food, I want to eat raw food for sure for the next few days, and then I just felt like, okay, I'm gonna continue eating just raw food.
So you never wanted to transition to, like, say, like potatoes or anything like that?
I did try potatoes over the time when I was raw, and I did because I loved potatoes. I could eat so many potatoes, the best, like even with oil on top, whatever, however you want to eat potatoes, French fries, really delicious. But then I tried them, and oh my God, they felt so heavy in my stomach. My body just didn't feel good. It was like, ugh. And was the taste really good? Not really. I mean, now I don't really miss the taste or the feeling. Sure, I have the memories. I will always have the memories that one day I enjoyed eating the junk food, the French fries. But it's just a memory. That's fine. I mean, now things change. So I will never eat French fries ever again. I don't think so, because I will feel so bad, and I don't want to feel bad.
Do you dehydrate?
I do also yeah, I have a dehydrator, and sometimes I do crackers.
How do you make your crackers?
The crackers very simple, just any kind of vegetables, and I also use the psyllium husk or some chia to make it stick together, but you don't even need that. Then you have more like a crunchy kind of chip. It doesn't hold together that much like a cracker, and you can put guacamole on it. But yeah, I mean, if I have cravings to eat pizza or whatever, I'm just gonna make a healthy version. It's not gonna be the same, but it'll be even better because you feel good. It tastes actually pretty good, and do that too. But I don't rely on dehydrated food, so mostly I focus on the high water content foods because we are 70% water. I think this is more important than protein. Yeah, protein is everywhere. Protein.
I'm curious what your lunch or dinner salad looks like.
My lunch and dinner salad, so it's gonna be a bowl like this, totally packed, with any kinds of vegetables, greens, lots of greens, and then I might have an avocado, or I make a dressing. Actually, I was wondering, this also makes a good dressing. Actually, I wanna try that now. Let's get some glasses maybe and try it a little bit. Oh, maybe here. No, I have it.
What do you mean?
I'll try it for you. Nobody came in here, so I'll try it first for you. Put some in here. It does taste kind of flavorless. Well, just the milk, yeah. It tastes. I was expecting it to be more sweeter because the nut itself is a little bit more sweet, but this actually tastes really like milk almost. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's like it's not sweeter than like milk. Huh. It's good, I think. Pretty good. A little bit earthy. I guess it's not my favorite. No, it's okay. People come here and then they try it.
Thank you very much.
I don't do samples because then you don't like it. So you can come here and you can do.
Thank you
You
very
can
much.
try it.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So okay, you see it's turning, but you can turn it, not turn it off.
I'm not going to turn it off.
Thank you.
It's turning brown, but it's still good. Well, I'll try it for everyone else here. I'll try it too, of course. So I'm gonna use a little bit of the oatmeal. Okay, maybe this will do well together. Here. Try it for one more here. Yeah, this is like really. Yeah, this needs to go with something. That's really good. definitely like that. No, it working fine?
Yeah, we got all.
Thank you, Eve.
You're welcome. No, just waiting if it's really good.
If I wasn't fasting, Eve, I would be up there trying it.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
I like that too. It's not that sweet. Because